Good morning. Bear with me whilst I get these links out, and then we'll dive straight into it. Do apologise hopping on the desk a little bit later than normal this morning, but yeah, we'll dive straight into it as soon as I get these links out. Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. It's just loading up. But yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Um, right, I'll let it load up. We've got a few people in here, so once it's loaded up, I'll send out. I'll get the link or the links out to you guys. Um, right, okay. So Bitcoin. Nice push down straight into the liquidity area. Um, yeah, rebound off the 100 moving average. Okay, for now it's held straight back into structure. So obviously we were very much compressing, weren't we? So like this broke out and rebounded straight back up. So, I mean, we could still very much push down just because the buy side isn't extremely strong, but the sell side, especially here, was very weak. Hence why we're getting this kind of push back up. Um, we can get rid of that. So, I mean, we could very much break. The buyers are looking stronger than the sellers. But they do need to really go. At the moment, we're getting a nice uptick, which is actually really good. Um, yeah, I guess it was a little bit of a shakedown. Now, today is Jolts, so we do get some data. Um, I guess this was almost pricing in for that for the labour market data, really, just because everything else, so all the other dynamics they were all moving in a way that would um, indicate that Bitcoin should be moving up, right? Your dollar index absolutely flooring it. It's broken through trend line. It's still on bearish structure. It's come down, tapped this previous low, this liquidity area for support. Um, but it still looks extremely weak. So on this rebound here, this green candle, that's where crypto kind of sold off. But look at it, it just comes straight back down. It's very weak. Your Bitcoin dominance fell back to trend line, so we'll see how that kind of develops. It could be the case that we actually make that break and continue falling down. So yeah, the dynamics last night well pointing for a push up higher in crypto because your Bitcoin dominance was falling off. Your dollar index was continuing to actually come down, and towards this trend line and breaking through. And Bitcoin was roughly moving kind of in an upward fashion, right? I think it was somewhere around this region here. But yeah, just didn't have enough steam, so we pulled back. Which, I mean, by the looks of it, was actually quite a healthy correction just because there really wasn't any sellers. And the buyers have come straight back in on the lower time frame. So, so good. So far, so good. Uh, I'm still potentially looking at this coming up higher. Ideally, we wanted to break through some of this structure, or at least come and test. That's your high, and so yeah, that's kind of your full breakout. If we can get past 28,500, it's a green light all the way up, and potentially past that previous high. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye. Things are looking good. In terms of those that have come back and joined us from yesterday's live streams, we took profit on Litecoin. It pushed up um, to kind of the literally the local trend line. It started to stall, so we took profit of 65%. So literally this line here. So we literally took it out on this move, on this red candle, and then it pushed straight back down. Um, as you can see, I mean, it blew the roof off on the rebound. Um, so we took profit on Litecoin, and then we still got our XRP and Algo trade open. We've added some margin to both of them as they have come down. So we'll continue to hold them for. I mean, especially Algo for the medium term, and I mean XRP is more than likely to play out a little bit longer now. Um, so yeah, let's see what we can get. Any new opportunities? I was having a look at Matic this morning. Um, Looking pretty promising. ENJ was looking nice last night. So yeah, we've got some potential trades to take here. That's for sure. Things are looking very nice. As you can see, obviously Bitcoin dominance has come down. So if Bitcoin starts to really make a push up higher, yeah, your altcoins are really going to start to fly up. Um, so yeah, okay. Let me just get this link out. Okay, amazing. Mm-hmm. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But yeah, guys, those that are just joining us, feel free to message us in the chat section with any tier that you want us to go over. I'll take a look at gold, take a look at crude, all of your traditional markets just now. But yeah, feel free to message us in the chat. And yeah, let's see what we can get. Okay. See if we can, if there's maybe an entry here. It does look good. It does look good. We got a nice compression. One, two, three. Test. It was a very nice rebound. Alright, we'll see how it reacts at this top here. Um, okay, gold. Let's touch on gold, see where it's at. What has it been doing? Let me move this. Okay, so we got a very brief break of that structure. Um, yeah, it's broken. It's come back down and testing, so we could actually see a rebound here, um, a continuation back up. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad actually. Um, US 30. I'll check US 30. Just let me check gold and crude, and then I'll go into the equities. Um, this does look pretty sweet. Holding that trend probably would have it a little bit wider than normal, and continue chasing those higher levels there. Yeah, so I mean, ideally we want to break through that previous high really, and start making our way back up. Things are a little bit shaken up. Um, there was Bollard's speech yesterday, which kind of spooked the markets a little bit, not majorly, but essentially he said that the Fed's well, sorry, he's expecting interest rates to push past 5%. Um, so obviously that goes past, so that goes against the expectations of the markets. Okay, right. Gold looks good to go long. I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. Crude is coming up to its resistance. It's not really done an insane amount of movement since that huge push up higher, as you can see. It does look like we're going to make that push up here. It might be very slow, but yeah, push and then and then start to burn out again. So yeah, that's up for brewing. You got to just give it space, let it do its thing at the moment. It's a bit too risky to get in at this high to go long. US 30. So if I'm not mistaken from yesterday's TA, it was pushing towards this resistance as well as that trend line. Um, thing is, equities are looking very strong, especially your tech equities are looking um, very strong. The only thing is that we're running on extremely low volume, so I wouldn't be surprised if we actually pull back here. I really wouldn't be surprised. It's running on extremely low volume. Again, in yesterday's update, I stated that if the sellers don't come in, and I mean they need to come in today, really. If they don't come in today, then this is going to continue to trickle up. Just because this is at resistance now, so you should be seeing some sell side activity coming in here. So if you continue fading to see sell side, then you're just going to continue pushing up a bit deeper. Maybe pull back here to one of these levels um, before maybe going back up. um, but yeah, essentially you need to the sell side should be coming in here, pulling this back down just because we are at resistance really. Let me just make that trend line a little bit neater for you guys. Um, um, yeah, this is your liquidity. This is a very strong point. So you need to see that sell side coming in. Keep a close eye on it. If it really starts to struggle and you start to see a little bits of sell side on the lower time frame, most of your TA now is going to be on your lower time frame in terms of spotting, whether it's continuing or pulling back. You want to keep an eye on that sell side. That sell side needs to start coming in. You need to start seeing that bearish price action for things to move down. If not, you're just going to continue pushing up towards that liquidity until that sell side eventually comes in. It will come in. It's the question is okay, how high is it going to be until you see that sell side? So there's a decent amount of liquidity all held around here, and then obviously you've got your trend line. You've got your liquidity area here as well. Yeah, keep a close eye. If you're planning on taking a long, I'd be careful. Personally, I'd be looking for a short somewhere around this level until as soon as I see that sell side come in. Okay, hopefully that answered the question. Um, right, let me just have a little look at the economic calendar for today, um, just in case I missed anything. Um, All right, so we got Europe PPI. We've just got the German data, German trade balance, German exports imports, um, looking strong. 4%, 4.6%, very strong. Um, early this morning, 5:30 a.m. RBA's interest rate decision. Okay, um, stayed the same. So I presume some of these Australian pairs move down. It's positive news. Pause on interest rates. So we got PPI Europe PPI at 10 o'clock. And then really it's your US Jolts job openings. That's the big one at 3 o'clock. Apart from that, that's it really. We get some speeches from FOMC and Fed and the Fed. It's not major, but that Jolts is the big one. So the consensus is 10.4 mil. Previous 10.824. So we'll see how things kind of play out there. I mean, even if it comes in at consensus, it's not exactly a huge amount. So I mean, markets will take to that positively, but again, I'm not expecting a huge move just because that's not a significant change. Now, if it comes beneath 10.4, somewhere closer towards 10, then I mean that's a decent change. So we could expect a decent push up. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye. But that's your big one for today. Your big one is that Jolts data. But yeah, we've got European PPI first. Welcome. I'll have a little look at some FX pairs in just 1 second. Okay. Right. Okay. I mean, we're making a nice push. Just wanna see how things are looking. So in terms of XRP, I mean, it was bearish structure. I can't lie. So we broke through. So we broke through. We've come down to this area of liquidity. It's quite a heavy area all around here. Seeing a nice bounce, nice little concentration of buy side, which is good. So I presume test of this trend line, then come down, retest, or even come a little bit lower, retest, and start accumulating somewhere around here, and then make that push up. So again, you just got to be patient with this one. Um, yeah, it's come back down to support. Your sell side is not looking huge. Um, it's a nice move. I can't lie, it was a nice move. Um, but yeah, this is a healthy correction for its next move, just because it's come down to that previous area strong resistance here, and it's retested as support. As long as it holds it as support and starts making a push back up, this will start to really go. Um, so yeah, you just got to be patient with it. But this is a very nice level. Again, building up on some nice structure. Higher time frame just looks perfect for a push up higher. Again, we just need Bitcoin to make. If Bitcoin makes that push towards 30k, past 29, 30k, uh, this has got a really good chance to really blow the roof off. Almost like what you got in terms of your FTM of the Phantom trade, um, where it just blew and it kept on going. Um, yeah, it's got that sort of potential. Sorry, let me move that back. Like just like this. Okay, so we had our accumulation range and we just broke out. We sent out the Phantom update literally just before the breakout, and it just blew up. The volume is very nice on XRP, which again is the same as this Phantom chart. So I mean, yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of hype behind XRP, so I literally wouldn't be surprised if it goes towards the higher target. But again, We need the rest of the market to really play in hand with us as well. Um, mhm, mhm. Doo-doo-doo. I was having a little look. Someone yesterday mentioned Doge. I hope you cashed in on a massive trade because it was up an insane. Well, it still is. Up an insane amount. Huge, 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 huge move. Huge move. So, don't know whether Elon Musk said something, but that was a massive, massive, massive move. That was your big one for yesterday's trading session. Um, so massive. One more on XRP. Is it hell? Right, let's have a little look at scout through some of these FX pairs, see whether we can get anything. Um, yeah, your Australian pairs are all down. Okay, maybe we can get some sort of a rebound on them at some point today. Do, do. Very nice bounce. This is starting to look weak, but again, I need some sell side to come in. It's very weak on this candle. Straight back up. I mean, we've still got some very weak buy side as well. Uh, it's not too bad for a short. It's just not looking 10-10 on the low time frame so far. It's not looking too bad for a short here. This CAD JPY actually doesn't look too bad. I just would like a better reaction from sellers. I mean, we've still got 7 minutes. Ideally, that this candle needs to start breaking through this low, or we push up and then see a bit of a nicer candle to go short. Yeah, pop it on the pipeline. Um, but yeah, I need just a little bit more confirmation. We are at strong resistance here as well. Let me just take everything off. It's unnecessary. Very, very, very strong resistance. It's a strong candle here as well. Not getting too much sell side coming in here as well. So it could actually continue pushing up. Very weak sell side. Push towards here. Come down. Go again. Yeah, looks like we're going to push a little bit deeper. But I need structure off that. It's a bit dangerous. What's happening in this cards? You're starting to make a move. Not yet, not yet. This don't look too bad. This looks good. I do like the look of this. See if I can get a better stop loss off it. Got some nice sell side coming in. Alright, I'm going to take a shot, yeah. Alright, let's get it. We might get a little bit of a rebound off this 200 moving average on the 15. So we'll see how strong it actually rebounds. Yeah, let's see. Let me just get another tab open, then we can dive into it a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a slow incremental push by the looks of it on crypto until we reach some of that data again. Back at that trend line, that top trend line. If this breaches, things are really, really going to start to move though. So keep a close eye on it. Just I need we need some volumes come in. We need this candle to really start to push. Alright, let's continue having a look through. So we just went in on CAD Swiss franc, Australia, pound, AUD. This is what I'm saying. This dollar looks extremely weak. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually make a full dip back towards that 100.5 mark. We've broken through that trend line. That's a big break. Um, yeah, we could be moving all the way towards 101, 1.5. Yeah, huge break. No gaps left behind as well. So both gaps got filled up on this move, up and down, and now we've essentially come broke through the trend line, come back up, retested, and now we're making that move down. Things are just looking extremely weak for the dollar right now. Very weak. What was I on? Okay, let's see if we can. I've put my stop. Sorry, my take profit just here. Got a nice little order block here. You could take. I mean, if you set more than one, take profit. Take profit one at 0.6775. There's some liquidity just below, so you can also take it just here or just here where you got that little bit of price action just here, resistance, support, order block. That's a nice level to take some profit off at. So we'll see. Things kind of play out here. Let's continue having a little look. Um, Too bearish. This looks promising. It's not too bad. This don't look too bad now. Nice sell, sell, sell. Yeah, we're not getting too much movement. London Open in 9 minutes. So let's see what we can get. Um, Hi, I'm new to trading and tips. I'm just learning. Um, just get your fun. Just get your basics in check. And really drill them in. The best way to learn really is for free is hopping into live trades like this. This is where you kind of get the most out of it. Otherwise, the next step is to pay for someone that can show you the ropes. I wouldn't spend money on buying courses. I literally just if you can get a mentor, just do that. That's your best and quickest route to success. Um, Other than that, um, support and resistance, breaking of structure, risk management, order blocks, so supply and demand, concept of liquidity, Wyckoff, all of those are kind of your basics that you really need to understand. Trade patterns, volume. Yeah, it's that's probably your best route. But if you wanna save on losing money, save on learning the hard way, um, and kind of get on the right road as fast as possible. Um, yeah, your best route is finding someone that you can just learn off and be one to one. I literally would not bother buying your kind of courses. You don't really know what you're getting. You're not able to answer the questions there and then if you have a question that comes to mind. So yeah, don't waste your money on trading and learning things the hard way because you're just going to lose your money. And I wouldn't really bother in terms of buying courses because again, you're not able to ask the questions there and then. So these live streams are probably the best. They're actually probably better than paying for courses. But yeah, a lot of people ask this question. A lot of people get started. Um, but yeah, if you're trying to learn you're by yourself, it's going to take you a very long time. Very, very long time, and you're going to lose a lot of money in the process. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of a rebound. Let's see if we can hold resistance and start to come down. Come on then. Ideally, we want to hold here. So about 4 minutes left. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see what we get. London opening bell in 5 minutes. At the moment, not getting too much. Again, I mean, it's the coming to the end of the financial year, um, as well as jolts later. So gonna hold off potentially a little bit. See if we can make a push. Some of these alts are building on some nice structure. Okay, okay. We're holding on to resistance on these FX pairs, which I mean look pretty alright. Nice sell side there. So I mean they're looking promising. We'll see how things kind of react here. Hold it on. As soon as we start breaking through that structure, we'll just move things to break even. If we can get past this point here, this will just start to trickle down, and we can be risk free. Same thing with this. If we can just break through this support, we're good to go. Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay, we got some movement on these. A little bit of movement. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. That sell side's coming in very weak. Um, so what would be nice is a push towards this area here, and then see a little bit of volume come in on the lower time frame, wick on the bottom, indicating that okay, this is setting of support, and then we can attempt to break through that trend line. If we break through, this is kind of your strong point here. If we manage to break through here, come to this next level of resistance, we are good to go. Your Bitcoin dominance is still looking weak. Looks like we're going to make that break. So you are starting to, well, you're getting a switching kind of dynamics right here. So some of these alts are really going to start to make their push. Essentially, what we're waiting for really is Bitcoin to break of structure, because at the moment we got we haven't really got much. We're still within the range. Now, yes, we did break through that compression, but it's come straight into support, setting some very nice structure as support. So you got that whole previous kind of accumulation range from the other day that we were trading within, right? We were holding our long positions, waiting for that breakout. Um, and that's so we broke out. We've come back down and tested that area of resistance as support, and then we kind of built up some orders right there. So you got a little bit of price action here. So that's your concentration, right? We got a test of this high, another test, and then it dived a little bit further and kind of held this area here as new support, setting some very, very nice structure now. The only thing that is really lacking is some nice volume, but we are getting a little bit of an uptick, which is good as we're pushing up. Very weak sell side, which is also nice to see. So, um, yeah, ideally we need to see that buy side to start to pick up, um, and break through some levels, right? So we need to break through this trend line. Otherwise, yeah, we might come down. So we'll see how this week plays out. Now, again, we have CPI next week, so I presume markets markets kind of sold off a little bit there. I'm not expecting a huge sell off in terms of pricing in for worst case scenario or kind of worst data, just because the market is so optimistic that okay, they're going to price in a little bit in terms of okay, things don't go to plan, but they're going to be very much more on the optimistic side. So just thinking whether that was the pricing in or not. Now that 200 that 200 moving average on the 4 hours above that area. I mean, we could very much get an overextension if we see some eye-watering data that moves things heavily to the downside. But even then, let me have a little look. It's nearly, it's a 9% drop. It's quite a large drop. Mm. That did set, that set its bottom there. I mean, the way things are setting up here, I mean, this is your midpoint, right? And now we're back above it. We came down, tested that structure out, which I just went through. I think it's looking much more likely to push up. We just need that pickup on buy side. If we can get that pickup on buy side volume, this is good to go to push, to attempt to break through the top. Um, yeah, again, I mean, it's a data driven market, so the data needs to correspond somewhat. Um, but yeah, each time price kind of falls, you get a very strong reaction from buyers. Very, very strong reaction. So even here, nice reaction. Here, no, very nice reaction. Same thing here. Same thing here. So the buyers are showing much nicer price action than your sellers. Now we just, again, as mentioned, we need that buy side to come in. So yeah, I guess it's just gonna load up. It was a little bit of a shake up yesterday. Some of the alts really did oh gosh, shaken up quite heavily. But I mean, even if you flick through some of these altcoins, right? I'll go with this one. Um, like they're very choppy at the moment, and they're still holding on to their structure. Matic, for instance, holding its trend line, looking good. It's rebounded twice, setting some very nice support. They're really failing to break through because they've all really got very similar structure. Got your natural trend line, but they're pushing right back into it as soon as they break. Um, Same thing. Now, I mean, there's definitely a little bit more blood on the cards if the markets really wanted to, and it could very much move in that direction just because it's Labour Week and the Labour market is obviously very strong, which isn't exactly what the markets want to hear for interest rates to come down. Um, but I think it's just going to be the narrative until maybe give it 2, 3 more months and maybe start to see things worsen. Kind of that those recessionary talks come back to light. Stagflation, which obviously isn't good for the Fed to um, bring it back down to 2%. So just thinking we might get a little bit more upward price action. ENJ yesterday was looking relatively nice. You'll see a lot of this kind of price action or and structuring where it's compressing um, into a triangular formation. Um, it's loading up. The whole market is very much loading up. You see this. You see in this structure more and more so. If not, this structure will be kind of a similar structure as Matic, where you'll get a clear kind of area of local resistance, and then you'll get a clear upward trend line. Um, so those are the two structures that you will see predominantly in the market currently. So again, see here, you've 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 got price compression. Um, yeah, things are very much loading up. FTM made a very nice push yesterday. Very nice. Clear trend line. I like the look of it. Just having a look at it yesterday. Litecoin also is very very volatile. It's loading up again, as mentioned. Its halving is in August. But on the higher time frame, the structure just looks insane. This one could be the one to really make that huge move. Ba-da-ba-ba.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak to
But yeah, okay, amazing.
teens and foster
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna turn it private.
brought to you by the US
But
Department
yeah, things are just loading up. You just got to give it a little bit of time. Um, I'll update you on EU's PPI. We'll see how things kind of play out. But yeah, just got to be a little bit patient. Same thing with these. Just let them do their thing, and then we can go again. Okay. So yeah, hold off. And we'll see you for that New York live trading session. We'll be back about 12:30 UK time, just ahead of that next data to come out from the US. But yeah, guys, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.